Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a restful Memorial Day 3-day weekend. Last night we had our VIP weekly meetup where we went in depth into our process of finding the the bottom of this bear market rally number two, not necessarily the bottom. We'll dive into those QQQ, SPY, and ARK in just a second and briefly touch upon that. And then we'll go into a bunch of individual stocks. So, by the way, this is our pre-market prep for VIP members only, our paid VIP members who sign up at StoryTrading.com gets to see it in real time, and the replay available throughout the morning. And then this gets published after the market close. So, if you want to discuss and get this watch list every single morning through the lens of the four pillars of story trading, you could do that by signing up at StoryTrading.com. So first, QQQ, you can see here that, let's take this one off over here. Actually, let's put it back on that little crosshair. We're over the 20 DMA. We basically called the bottom on this bear market rally. You can see the video if you sign up to VIP. You can see the video on that. So as far as support and resistance levels, there was a level right here. You see all these candles from here, here. So that's a resistance level right there. Then you have the 50 DMA, then the 200, and a support. You have the 20 DMA. So it could pull back to like 300 or so, possibly. And fundamentally, I'm still negative on Apple. I think Apple is the last kind of big general fall that could take down the NASDAQ. That's why I think this is a bear market rally between consumer demand and supply chain issues at all. So this is why I am going to be selling and reducing and on pops and maybe selling covered calls, is because I don't think this is the end of it. I don't think the Nasdaq's going to break the 200 DMA, at least in any sustainable fashion. You can see in bear market rally one, it peaked above the 200 DMA for like a day. But who knows? Maybe something like that's possible. But I really don't think the bottom's in. So resistance is going to be somewhere between here and all the way up there. Okay. And then the macro will set back in with all the issues that you know about. So SPY, very similar chart, a little bit healthier. It's more diversified. Apple, by the way, I want to show you this. This is almost a death cross forming. Is that the 50? Yep, there it is. In fact, it might be today. 50 is crossing below the 200. So that's not a good technical signal. So just be aware of that. Okay. ARK well, this morning was green. I'm actually surprised it's down 0.5% because it's got Zoom and Tesla, the two largest positions for Kathy Woods, are both green this morning. We had a good thesis on Zoom, both fundamentally and technicals that we talked about last week, both before and after the earnings report. And it's over the 50 DMA now. This could have room, I think, possibly the 120s and eventually maybe higher. But for now, it's had a very, very good run. It could always pull back and find support at one of these levels that it recently breached. Okay, the 50 DMA and then the 20 DMA, your two support levels. Hopefully, it'll hold the 50 DMA right there. Okay, and Tesla actually hit my 770 target. That's a 20 DMA. This morning was over 770. Now it's pulling back. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much juice this has left to go to the 50 or 200. That also has a death cross here. 50 crossing over the 200. So, but that was a huge move off the low 600s to 770, right to that 220 DMA. So I'm not really inclined to push my luck on this any further, as that has hit my target. AMC is popping on great attendance for Top Gun over the weekend. I called out this morning the resistance level at the 50 DMA, which is around, I think this morning I called it at like 1679. But look, looking pre-market, it hit like 1667. So maybe that was it, right? Maybe just shy of the 50. Maybe that was the resistance level. Markets are red now. I don't play AMC very often. I think I like shorted it once, made a little bit of money, like just last week actually. But possibly this is a situation, I see this often, where you have this big move in pre-market, then it pulls back, and then during the regular day session, it'll find this resistance level again, that pre-market resistance level. So there's a chance for an opportunity to pick this up lower somewhere in here and then maybe sell it for like 1660 or so. that's a possible trade if you're inclined to trade AMC today. But this is not something I keep. I don't like the fundamentals long term on this. So just be careful with that. But that is something I might trade. Oil is just killing it because where's the article? Because Europe did some sort of ban on Russian oil over the weekend. Don't know. Oh, it's under the Chevron ticker. Okay, oil stocks enjoy broad rally as crude prices jump with ExxonMobil at an 8-year high and Chevron on a record. The energy sector, here it goes. The European Union's ban on Russian oil. So there was some sort of ban. I don't think it was a full ban, but some sort of ban on Russian oil, and USO and XLE and the entire energy sector at new highs once again. I've missed the ball on this. I've been primarily playing this with uranium and lithium. I just didn't trust the short term moves in oil. It's very volatile, but that could have been my mistake there. Beautiful chart. So I don't really have exposure to that, unfortunately, but maybe uranium will get a move on here with oil keep going up, and especially natural gas is more impacted by that sentiment wise, at least. And the lithium plays, I didn't show them today, but LTHM, LAC, et cetera. Why? On the backs of EV, right? When oil gets really high, you get positive sentiment long term for EV, and that's good for the lithium plays. So those are two ways to play it other than oil, is uranium and lithium. I just want to point out KMI, because KMI was brought to our attention by Tony in our community, who has been on fire this year. Has had lots of good picks, and KMI, we missed this on May 20th. You can see here where it really started moving. Well, from 19 to 20, it is a slow mover. Okay. But this ever since Blackstone, that was May 20th, Blackstone took a 49% stake in some of its East Coast operations for natural gas. KMI is still operating it, so Blackstone's a minority holder. The terms I did not see disclosed, but I assume they got a nice chunk of money, and maybe that's the catalyst for this recent move up. But I know Tony's been holding this long term and has been absolutely right on that. So kudos to Tony. And I'm going to skip Moss and XSPA for just a second to jump down to PLAB, because PLAB was one we just killed last week because of Tony. Tony gave us this. It was on our watch list for quite some time, and then they just destroyed earnings, and the stock ran 30% in 3 days. Tony gave us a deep, in-depth presentation on PLAB. It's a semiconductor company involved in some special technology to help production of semiconductors. So we learned all about that. If you're a VIP member, you got to see that on Zoom live last night. The video recording is available all week to our paid members. So congratulations again, Tony, just killing it with his plays. Great presentation last night on PLAB. Mosaic got an upgrade this morning, price target $85, or at least maintained at overweight, but the price target was increased to $85. And then also CF, another potash company, this fertilizer company, got an upgrade to $132. I hold MOS. I like that one the best out of MOS, IPI, and CF. So I pointed this out last week. I forgot what triggered me to get it. There was a technical level I saw in here that I bought it, and maybe this upgrade will be a catalyst. I guess it was around the 55. It was kind of testing this 55 level right there. So, and then this upgrade to $85 price target, maybe that'll be a catalyst to take this higher. All right, a couple specific stocks to look at here today on our watch list. XSPA, there was something with the U.S. government putting out some sort of contract or some sort of budget, $185 million program for COVID surveillance, something of that nature. And maybe XSPA is going to get some of this with the relationship with Ginkgo in the airport. So there could be some speculation today that could drive XSPA a little bit higher. So maybe 20 DMA is your target. Very small, like 83 cents. I'm not sure we can break 83 cents without specific news, but this is something to look at, potentially put on your watch list. XSPA. RIBT, all about. We did that presentation last week. Perfect bounce off 20 DMA. This one is going to move with wheat, etc. But also, what to watch for as a reminder is Continental Green completely selling out of their position when that happens, and they're close. They're down to like 2.2 million shares from 10 million. So when we get a filing that Continental Green has sold out, I think RIBT is going to skyrocket. All right. And we got LILM had more news this morning. We talked about this last week because of the relationship with partnership with LTHM to create some lithium battery, a lithium EV battery for airplanes. So that got on our radar last week because I had LTHM on my radar. So then this morning, they just had some news on just progress on the airplane. So very technical information about how that is progressing. So that's something to look at possibly. Could that be enough of a catalyst? Looks like this is something way far down the line, electric airplanes, but who knows? All right, maybe at least for a trade, you can find something in there. All right, want to mention GFI is buying Yamana Gold, AUY, and you can see as typical, the AUY, the acquired company gets the 15% pop, and the company doing the acquisition gets a drop. That's very, very common. If you're into the gold space, perhaps this is meaningful for you fundamentally for the long term. So you might want to take a look at GFI. I don't remember. I think this is a stock transaction. So this is a stock merger. So you can take a look at that and see if this drop in GFI presents an opportunity for you if you like that space. Bitcoin is up 10% since the Friday close. You can see that we're monitoring with the ETF BITO, which brings dual catalysts for MOGO, because MOGO has like a crypto wallet, but they also started launching a beta version of a trade app for crypto and stocks, and it seems that it's like coming off of beta very soon. There's been a lot of chatter on that over the weekend, and you can see the stock is up 12% in reaction to both their product coming off of beta and Bitcoin going up. So that's an interesting stock to possibly put on your watch list for today. A couple others, three more for the watch list. We got SFET, which is a cybersecurity company out of Israel, up 11% this morning on earnings. It's trading at like a one-time revenue or something. Yeah, it's trading at about one-time revenue. So, but I guess they're not profitable yet. Something to look into. They pre-announced a $4 million revenue for Q1, so that's not a surprise. But there was positive commentary and guidance not previously announced. So if you're into the cybersecurity space, that's something to look at. Put on your watch list and analyze that earnings to see if this can continue to have legs. Resistance level there, 50 DMA at 70 cents if the news is good, and you can see your support level at the 20 DMA if it's good news again, right? If it's good news, you find support at the 20. If it's good news, you can possibly go to the 50. If it's not great news, you can go back below the 20. So I don't know. I haven't looked at this. I'm not familiar with this company. The headlines look great, so something to look into. SFET, and perhaps we'll collaborate on that within our community this morning to get more confidence on how to trade that. SVFD, this has been on our watch list. It's a war play, agriculture play, Save Foods. They're supposed to be reporting earnings this morning before the market opened, but I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it's out there somewhere. I'm a little bit confused about this price action because it is up significantly with also the bid. The bid is up 8%, but I can't find the news. I'm wondering if it's out there and just hasn't been distributed through the right channels to hit all the wires. So that's something interesting to look at. I really like this technology, what they're trying to do. It seems like a great space to be in, increasing the how long food lasts on the shelves, produce on the shelves, given the high cost of food these days. So this is something very interesting. We're going to try to dig and find that earnings report. Okay, or maybe it's leaked and someone knows it's good and it's going to be, pushed out any second. I don't know, but that's something to watch. Last one I want to mention is SMSI. It's most widely held stock in the community. This one's like touching the 20 DMA, right? Maybe it's going to get unlucky here if the market's down. I don't know. But look, it also had a MACD flip. All right. MACD flip to green, which one of the key indicators we were monitoring to find that bottom in this bear market rally. RSI is not overbought yet. It's trying to touch the 20 DMA. If it breaks out above the 20 DMA, and I think the market may need to cooperate for this. If it does, I could see a quick move within a day or two to the 50 DMA at around, well, we might have to downgrade it to the psychological level of 3. There's also 3 used to be a little bit of support there. You see all these candles. So I would say between 3 and 313. Okay, right now pre-market, the last trade is above the 20 DMA, but the bid is 260, so that's really what you got to watch. And there's probably no volume, only 18 shares, so that doesn't matter, right? So, but this is very highly impacted by how the market does, unless there's a very specific catalyst out there, which I don't see right now. So, but this is something to watch in case volume comes in and it breaks that 20 DMA. I might jump in for a trade to get some, 30 cents out of that really quickly, which is over 10%. So, all right, that's a lot of news, a lot of stocks we covered here. I really encourage you to watch the replay. If you are a VIP member, look for the recording of Lat's nice presentation. It was awesome. We learned a ton about semiconductors and this company PLAB, and we also had a really good breakdown of how we use the 4 pillars to identify this last bear market bottom, the beginning of bear market rally number 2. So, I always scrolled through my list of news here to see if anything just came in recently, and I don't see anything. So lots of stocks to potentially trade today, and we'll be talking to you in the WhatsApp chat rooms. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.